Hi all. Today we're looking at mixed numbers and improper fractions. So we're going to be looking at how do I make an improper fraction into a mixed number and a mixed number into an improper fraction. So first of all, important things I need to know. A mixed number looks like this. So in a mixed number, the parts are a whole number. So I have a whole number of 8. I have a numerator of 2, and a denominator of 3. So I would say this is 8 2/3. So that's a mixed number. An improper fraction I'll have if my numerator is greater than or equal to my denominator. So my numerator of 3 is equal to 3, so that's an improper fraction. The other example I'll have, and we'll see this more commonly, I'll have my numerator is greater than my denominator. So if my numerator is bigger than my denominator, I have an improper fraction. So my goal is, I'm usually going to want my improper fraction of 7/3. I'm going to want to make it look more like a mixed number with a whole number and a fraction. So let's just look at some examples. First example we have, we're going to make improper fractions into mixed numbers. So we're going to do the together problems together in your notes packet, then you're going to try the you try ones by yourself. So 7/3. How am I going to make 7/3 into a mixed number? Well, I'm going to divide. So I'm thinking to myself, how many times does 3 go into 7? 3 goes into 7 2 times, and that leaves me with 6. So I'm going to have 7 minus 6 is 1. So my fraction is going to be 1/3. So 7 over 3 is equal to 2 and 1/3. Alright, 14/6. How am I going to make 14/6 into a mixed number? I'm going to divide. How many times does 6 go into 14? So how many groups of 6 can I fit into 14? Well, I can fit 2 in. 2 times 6 is 12. So I'm going to have to do 14 minus 12 is 2. So I'm going to be left with 2/6. Now, yesterday we learned about writing fractions in simplest form. So, and I'm going to erase this so I can write it in simplest form. What's my greatest common factor between 2 and 6? 2. So I'm going to be able to divide by 2. So I'm going to end up with 2 and 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So in simplest form, I would write this fraction as 2 and 1/3. Alright, now we're going to pause the video and you're going to do the you-try problem. So see if you can find the mixed number for the improper fraction of 31 over 5 and 30 over 4. Alright, here's our answers that we should have come up with. 6 and 1/5. How did I get 6 and 1/5? Well, 5 goes into 31 6 times. So 5 times 6 is 30. So 31 minus 30 gives me a remainder of 1. So my 1 is my numerator. My denominator stays the same with 5. 34ths. How many times does 4 go into 30? 4 goes into 37 times, which gives me 28. So I'm going to do 30 minus 28 is 2. 2 is my numerator. 4 is my denominator. And again, in simplest form, that's going to be 7.5. because I divided by my greatest common factor of 2. Alright, so that's changing an improper fraction into a mixed number. Sometimes we need to use improper fractions to solve equations, so this time we're going to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So to change a mixed number into an improper fraction, I am going to follow this formula right here. I take my whole number and I multiply it by my denominator. So I'm going to multiply these two numbers and I'm going to add my numerator in. So I'm going to do 2 times 2 plus 1. And it's going to be over my denominator. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So my improper fraction is going to be 5 over 2. 5 7/9. I'm going to take 9 times 5. And if you notice it, we're just kind of following the clock here. So we're going clockwise, right? 9 times 5, and then I'm going to add in my 7. This is why we learned order of operations. I'm going to be over 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Plus 7 should be 52 over 9. Alright, now we're going to pause the video and you're going to try these U-try problems. Remember, use the formula given to you and use this formula up here to help you turn 4 7/11 into an improper fraction. Alright, let's see how we did here. 4 7/11 we should have turned into 51 over 11 as our improper fraction. You can see how I got that. 11 times 4 is 44 plus 7 is 51, and I keep my denominator. 5 3/4 as an improper fraction turns into 23 over 4. Again, I got that. I took 4 times 5 is 20 plus 3 gives me 23, and my denominator stays the same. Alright, we will see you tomorrow, and we'll do our bell work tomorrow at school. See you then.